In the last 100 years or so, the world has witnessed a dramatic increase in the advertisement trend. In this module, we'll talk about how advertising is helping in the spread of English. Advertising has increased globally because of the technological developments that the world has seen in the last few hundred years. Because of these technological developments, the production is possible on a large scale. So, because of this mass production of goods, the competition has increased. And when different businessmen, traders, etc., have to compete for the market, they resort to advertisement to attract the consumer's attention. Also, there has been a great increase, I must say, in the consumer's purchasing power. And not only that, because of all these technological developments, the possibilities of a better display have also increased. So the display of the goods through advertisement is also now of better quality. So advertisements have had effects on many spheres of life. When it comes to the press, the newspapers, the advertisements affect the circulation of the newspapers. And it is because the income from advertisement allows publishers to lower the selling price of their magazines and newspapers and increase circulation. So in this way, advertisement has a positive effect on the circulation of a magazine or a newspaper, because of the income that the publishers generate by publishing these advertisements. They're able to lower the price of their magazines or newspapers and increase the readership. As a result of this strategy, the advertisements that the publishers display in their magazines and newspapers, some magazines have trebled their sale in the last few years. Similarly, it is observed that 2/3 of a modern newspaper are devoted to advertising. It is something we all can vouch for. The newspapers that come to our own homes, we can see that almost 2/3, and in some cases, we are forced to say some parts of the newspaper, half of them are devoted to advertisements. When it comes to advertising and the language of advertisement, it is English which is used, and English began to be used in advertising very early on. Weekly newspapers began to publish advertisements for books, medicines, tea, and other domestic products as early as the 17th century. So this trend of advertising through magazines and newspapers is not new. It started in the 17th century. And later on, advertising supplements began to appear in the newspapers. So there were special supplements which were published with the newspapers, and all that happened many centuries ago. Now we also see an increase in the use of the outdoor media for advertisement purposes. And it is perhaps because the brevity and the ease of conveying the message to the audience through, for example, posters, billboards, electric displays, shop signs, and many other such techniques, that we see a drastic increase in the number of such strategies for advertisement, that is the use of outdoor media. And this outdoor media is not restricted to one's own country. For example, with the growth of international market, the outdoor media is used for the advertisement of international products. And one of the most noticeable global manifestations of English language use is these billboards and posters, etc. The outdoor media which is used for the advertisement, and the language which is used is, of course, English. It is observed that the English advertisements are much more numerous, more frequent, and also the most noticeable. For example, if we take a look at some of these billboards in our own country, most of them are in English. The first one is Alper's Milk. We see the whatever little message is being conveyed, it is in English. Similarly, next is for the Prince biscuits. Everything, whatever is written, is in English. Similarly, this small eatery, OPDP, whatever they have written is also in English. And Gul Ahmed, the famous clothes brand, the entire message which is written on these billboards is in English. The only billboard that I could find in Urdu was this one for Telenor. So in this way, we see that advertising is playing a major role in the spread of English all over the world.